Welcome back to Real Estate Update with James Wedgeworth.
Good to be here.
I want to ask you something. Recently, article in the paper saying that home prices nationally have been up more so this year than in the past 12 years. But I look at what's happening with some friends that I have that have listed. That's not the case. What's going on?
It's interesting you mentioned that. The first email I got this morning was a client, and he said, read the article, why is that not true on Hilton Head? His house is on the market. Well, I think there's several reasons. First of all, and you and I have discussed this before, all real estate is local, and it's local within local, meaning there's certain pockets that are better than others. That is a question that I'm asked at least once a day. There are days that I probably get asked that five times a day, where people say, I don't understand this. I read this article. I talked to my sister and so-and-so, my brother and so-and-so, and they say prices are going up 15% a year. Why is my house not selling? Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's several reasons. One of the main reasons is when you first come out of an economy, people are in what we call a first home mode market, their main home.
Okay.
They want to get their home in Columbus, Ohio. They buy one, sell one. They'll add a pool, remodel a kitchen, so they're thinking about getting their home right. So the middle America homes have been very, very popular, and prices have been going up. And we had, Allie, what I call a pent-up demand. See, the builders didn't build anything for 10 years.
I mean, it really, slowed down, didn't it?
Nationally, everywhere.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it picks up, and there's no new subdivisions. So the builders go out and buy land and start trying to get inventory. But the second home market lags the first home market. Does that make sense?
Oh, it does make sense. But is that because people are unsure about getting a second home until they're saying, gee, the economy looks really healthy right now, it's time for us to do that? Or what influences people from maybe holding off, if they've got the means, to get a second home?
Okay. We always tell people that if you live in Des Moines, Iowa, and you get transferred to Columbus, Ohio, you have to buy a house.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to rent. You don't stay in a hotel. So, but the second home market is an option. You would like one, but you don't have to have one.
Sure.
So that's why the second home markets on the East Coast, with the exception of the Hamptons because of European money, and South Florida because of the Latin influence, the other second home markets have been slow. North Carolina mountains are slow. When you and I think of second homes, we know, obviously we live in Texas, so we think beach.
Yes.
But other people might think of rivers, mountains, ski resorts, lakes, fishing, cottages, and all those markets on the East Coast have been a little slower. We've probably been hit a little harder than most because of second home tax.
I don't want to bring back bad memories here, but when the market really, nosedived, is it true that people with second homes just walked away?
Yes.
Yes. Was that surprising to you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't, and it doesn't impact them or their financial, status or anything? They just say,
affects their credit for a while, but what happened is when prices drop 35 to 40%, see if you bought a house, use round numbers, you bought a house for $1 million, you put 20% down, so you owed $800, right? Mm-hmm. But it dropped from $1 million to, say, $650. Well, to sell it you owe $800, you owe $650, you got to bring $150,000 plus commission closing costs. So you got to bring $200,000 to the table, and people just said, I'm out of here.
Off the record, but it's really on the record. Have some of those people come back to buy again?
Not yet. They probably won't be back for a while because they can't get a loan.
Okay, no, it just kind of blew my mind. Yeah. I don't know why. I figure if you buy a $3 million home or something, I can't see people just saying, okay, we're just going to walk away, but it happens.
They made what I call a business decision.
Yeah.
In 2010, I think it was, 1 out of 4 houses that sold on Hilton Head were bank foreclosure houses.
I know, huh? Wasn't that? We're in a better place now.
Thank the Lord.
Well, although the buyer must have been maybe a little happy if it was a bank foreclosure.
Oh, the bank loved it.
Or short sales and all that.
They love
but we're not seeing that as much anymore.
We have very few foreclosures and very few short sales. So the market has stabilized some. As I tell people, it quit going down. And the inventory for the foreclosures has gone away because people have bought them all.
Okay, let's talk about something you said at the end of the last time we met. You said,
I don't remember what I said last time.
Well, I checked. You said, I think the spring market will be strong or will be good. And now we're taping this. We talked before the RBC Heritage. We're taping this end of May.
Yeah.
And this will be airing in the summer. But what about it? Were you right? And how did things look compared to maybe a year ago?
It was unusual this year. We had a strong February and a strong March. For some reason, our April was not as strong. Usually, April is just a phenomenal month. You can know why. The azaleas in bloom, the golf tournament, spring break, Easter, all those things occur. And usually, that's a very busy time for us. For this year, for some reason, which I can't put my fingers on, we had a strong February, strong March, and it slowed up in April. Now, I've noticed May's been a little better, so maybe we're heading in the right direction.
I give you a lot of respect because you don't say, well, I'm right and I'm right. You admit when maybe
I was wrong.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean,
it's only the first time now.
Okay, put that on the record too. What advice do you give someone that's maybe thinking, it's summer, is this a good time to put it on the market? A lot of tourists, the kids are off from school, maybe we'll snag a buyer that way, or do you tell them to hold off?
Okay, the summer is a really good market usually for the beach-oriented properties. You know, the Sea Pines, North Forest Beach, Palmetto Dunes, Folly Field, those type markets are usually very strong in the summer because people are here for the beach. The residential communities are usually not as strong in the summer as they are in the spring. Well, by that I mean Wexford, Long Cove, Indigo, Run Hill, Net Plantation, Palmer Hall. Those markets are usually not as good in the summer, but we still sell a lot of them in the summer. I've been here 37 years, and when I first came here, the markets were very defined. You know, you did good this month, terrible this month, but it's kind of leveled out where it's not this, it's more like this.
Gotcha.
So I would tell people, depending on their needs. Like I will occasionally somebody say, I'll put my house on the market, and they'd be in an area that we discussed. I said, well, I probably wouldn't do that unless you have to sell. I would probably wait until October because the fall market, October and November, is very similar to our March and April markets.
Well, you know, it's interesting. We talked about pricing a home right, and we had some neighbors that really needed to move into a healthcare facility. And you helped them, and they sold their house. They needed to sell it, and you helped them and priced it right, and it sold rapidly. So you really, like you say, pricing as far as rapidity of getting the sale is so important.
Yeah, I wish more people understood that. You know.
But you say it's emotional, and it really is, isn't it? Selling your home or buying.
Okay, here's what I tell people: buying a house is emotion. Like if you walk out your backyard and there's a beautiful golf course and a lagoon, and boy, that's just so emotional, you know. If you walk out and they're remodeling the golf course and there are 3 dump trucks out there, it's not as emotional. So, you know, a lot of times when a community redoes a golf course, it slows sales a little, but there are other things that were slow sales. But normally, the summer we have a lot of people here, and sales are pretty good, even though there's certain areas do better. Now, we've also found the market is different by price range.
Sure. I mean, you've told me the lower end sells more quickly anyway, right?
I give you an example. I listed a house and for $495 in Sea Pines. We have very few homes under.
No way. Yeah. I mean, that's low for them.
And I've already had an offer. I'm getting another offer this morning. Hadn't even been on the market for a week.
Here's a question: is it turnkey?
Oh, turnkey.
At that price? That's what I'm curious.
Actually, it is.
Okay.
But
older construction, I bet, right?
It's a little older construction, but they've gone in and they've redone it. It's in good shape.
Okay.
So turnkey houses, if you got a home that's turnkey in the lower price range, I can pretty well tell you we're going to sell it within a week. Wow. And not many houses sell within a week. Yeah. But if it's priced right and it's turnkey, it's going to sell just because there are not many of them that are turnkey.
What's happening with the condo market? I mean, you were telling me the uptick again when the market started to come back. You weren't seeing that with condos. Is that improving at all?
That is improved tremendously. I'm so glad you asked that question, because the condo market, and I didn't say this in February, but the condo market is better today, meaning more activity in the condo market than the housing market.
Wow.
And I think that's mainly because most of the condos are lower price. You're looking at $250 to $300, you know, in that price range. So we've seen, and that just switched this spring. The condo market's been bad for a couple of years. Well, you know
I know that, but I'm also wondering if it's also because we're getting into the time of year where people love the beach, and that's more affordable if you want proximity. Not all the condos are near the beach, but I'm just
most
thinking
of
of
them
that.
are.
Yeah. Hey, I have had a great time as usual. I hope everybody else has too.
You know, it's such an honor to do this. I love it so much. I'm just so glad that Hilton Head has a local TV program.
I am too.
Where we can discuss local issues.
Yes.
As it affects the real estate market, because it's confusing, because people call me all the time and say, I read in the Wall Street Journal this, and I go, well, it's really not true here.
Well, it's good to know they're reading the Wall Street Journal, but we do need the local expertise.
Local is important.
Which you provide. We appreciate, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much.
It's always a pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.